Now, many of the authors here at the festival rose to fame outside of publishing, such as Jeremy Paxman, a BBC presenter famous for asking the hard questions. Well, I met up with the man and asked him if he feels an obligation to take his guests to task.
I think the only justification for being a journalist is that you ask the question the average reasonably intelligent citizen would like to see asked.
In terms of your role as a journalist, or maybe more broadly, the role of news today, how do you see that?
Well, news is becoming very dull, isn't it? It's all packaged up now, and if you think of what news is, my favourite definition of what is news is that it is something someone somewhere does not want you to know. And much of news is actually things people do want you to know. So I find that the only real definition I think that works is to say that news is anything that makes you think, well, I never knew that.
I mean, it
must be surprising.
Absolutely. It's a bit of a challenge, though. You mentioned, obviously, that news is, to a certain degree, ubiquitous these days, and there's certainly a move towards the idea to entertain rather than to inform. And that obviously is driven by ratings. So with that ratings drive, how do you manage to continue to do news, essentially, which is to inform, when entertainment seems to be what people want?
Well, you know, there is an element of entertainment in everything. There is even an element of entertainment in dull old politics. And I don't think that one should be entirely sniffy about that. I don't think one should say, under no circumstances am I going to try to entertain the viewer, because if you don't make the effort to engage the viewer's attention, then you're not going to take them with you at all. And if you haven't taken them with you, then you've been wasting your time. So I think you do need to make a judgment that there are ways of telling stories which are more likely to engage people than other ways of telling stories. And you should go with the way that seems to bring more people in.
When you're going into an interview, whether you think it may be difficult or not, how do you prepare? How do you get yourself into the mindset?
Well, I don't want to make this into a pseudo-science.
Okay.
But you should find out everything you can about the subject that you're going to be talking about. You should find out what you can about the person you're going to be talking to. And then you should probably put all that to one side, I think, and ask the questions that the average member of the public would like to see asked. And if you ask them, get an answer. And if you don't get an answer, make it abundantly clear that there has been no answer.